Welcome back. Let's continue. Chapter 21. George Has a Dream. Out of The Energy Bus by John Gordon. I hope you're enjoying it so far. That night, after one of the most productive days at work George had experienced in years, he had a dream. He was driving a bus, and on it were his employees, his wife, and his children. The bus was racing down the mountain toward a big black hole in the ground, and just as the bus was about to crash and explode, an invisible hand lifted the bus, George and all his passengers, to safety. Then, as George, his team, and his family stood on a ledge overlooking the abyss, an incredible feeling of peace came over him, and he heard a whisper call out to him, "Trust that great things are happening." He had woken up in a deep sweat thinking about the launch and his team. He realized that the most critical 3 days of his life lay before him. Yet, he also had an incredible feeling of calm, that somehow it would all work out. Somehow it would all come together. The feeling even surprised him, but after the last week and a half, he was getting used to surprises. Life, he was learning, could change in a flash. One minute you think you're headed towards certain destruction, and the next you're sitting on a bus strategizing about business with a bunch of people who probably never actually had taken a business class in their lives. The biggest surprise of all is that what they say actually works. Yes, George was getting used to surprises. Chapter 22. Better today than yesterday. What's missing? What can I do better? How can I show my team I'm on their bus? George thought as he sat at the bus stop. Wednesday morning, thinking about his conversations with Jamie and Jose and his team's overall performance today. The day's events ran through his mind in the way of a football coach would revisit every play of a game, or a dancer would rehash every move, every twist, and every turn of her performance. It is then that one remembers successes and mistakes and thinks of should-haves and could-haves. It is a critical time that one improves if they are willing to learn, grow from mistakes, and build upon their success. George had always known this, but somewhere along the way he had forgotten to stop learning and growing. But now he was thinking clearly again, and he remembered the great advice he had received from his college lacrosse coach, who had told him, "The goal is not to be better than anyone else, but rather be better than you were yesterday." Indeed, George wanted to be a better leader, a better person, a better husband, and a better father. He wanted Jose to feel good about working for him, and he wanted Jamie to see that he wasn't going to implode. George's goal was to improve every day, help his team improve, and hopefully deliver an incredible launch to the executives of the NRG company. He knew it was a long shot, but hope and a desire to change and succeed were all he had left. His team had made great strides yesterday, but he also knew they would need a lot more to turn the impossible into the possible and succeed on Friday. He knew something was missing, but he wasn't sure what. He pulled the rock Joy had given him out of his pocket, and although he felt silly for carrying around a rock in his pocket, everything else Joy had said made sense, so he figured she must have had a good reason for giving it to him. He looked at it and remembered what she had said. When you find the value in the rock, you will find the treasure in yourself and in others. Maybe there's a gem inside here or something like that, he thought. Then he laughed at the crazy thought. No way, as if Joy would give me a rock with a diamond inside it. I don't think so, he said to himself. But what value could possibly be found in this rock, he wondered. Maybe it was from an ancient civilization or something like that, or maybe the rock symbolizes strength. It certainly did help me when I was having it out with Tom, he thought. Or maybe it was from a special river, or perhaps the rock became valuable because it was a special gift from her and because she had received it as a special gift from her teacher. I have no idea, he thought. Maybe Joy will have some answers about the rock and also about what I'm missing as a leader, he thought as bus number 11 pulled up. Chapter 23. Feeling Good. George heard a loud chant as he approached the bus. I feel great, yes. I feel great, yes. I feel great, yes. Echoed throughout the bus and through his ears as all the passengers were cheering and throwing their arms into the air. Joy, of course, was leading the chant before she stopped to greet George. Hey, sugar, how are you feeling today? Good, he said. "What's going on here? Why are y'all cheering like this?" "Emotions, George. They can lift you up or bring you down. We like to say the emotion stands for energy in motion. And your emotional state is all about how the energy is flowing through you. So instead of letting negative emotions take you down a dark road of negativity, sadness, and despair, we can take control of our emotions, change and charge ourselves up, and let the positive energy flow." "Makes sense, but it seems a little corny," George said. "Course it does," she answered. "We know that, but the people on this bus are walking off happy, charged up and ready for the day, while many of the other buses are dreading another day at work. What would you rather be, corny and happy or buttoned up and miserable? It's an easy choice, don't you think?" George couldn't argue with her. He had been miserable long enough to know he would rather look silly and be happy than miserable. Anything but miserable. "The key is to feel good," she continued. "When you feel good, everyone around you feels good. And we're not talking about feeling good from a double latte or candy bar kind of feeling good. We're talking about a feeling of joy, happiness, enthusiasm, gratitude, passion, and excitement. That kind of feeling good. Remember, George, the gifts you bring to the world are not found in your resume, accomplishments, or presents to others. The gift is your presence of feeling good and being happy and bringing this to others. Being around happy and positive people makes people feel happy and positive. Too many people try to please others, and this only makes them unhappy. Better to focus on feeling good and letting this feeling and happiness shine on others. When you feel good, you give from power. When you feel bad and try to feel good by pleasing others, you only give away your power. And this makes you weaker. Am I making sense?" She was making perfect sense to George. He had spent his life trying to please his boss, his wife, and everyone else, only to grow more unhappy every day. Now he was feeling good again. The energy vampires were off his bus and his team was on the right track. Feeling good definitely makes a difference. But George was also still thinking about his day yesterday and was trying to figure out what was missing. He told Joy about his day and his meetings with Jamie and Jose and how they had blasted him with the truth and how it had really made him realize how destructive he had been as a leader. He told her about the positive team meetings and the way they had all responded. Then he asked her point blank, what wasn't he doing that he could be doing that would make the difference? After all, I'm feeling good and they're responding, but not as much as I would like. There's still something missing. I know we can do even more. There has to be something more than just feeling good. There is more, Joy responded immediately. You're definitely a changed man, George. I'm proud of you for that. But now you got to be a changed leader. And the key to this change is your heart. What's missing is your heart. This is what we've got to help you tap and share with others. It's all about heart, Georgie. I hope you are ready because once you take the next step on your journey, there ain't no turning back.